Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Good
And
morning, sir.
good morning. So let's begin. Tell me about yourself.
Sir, my name is Akash Deep. I come from the region of Bundelkhand in Uttar Pradesh, from the city of Jhansi, where I've done my preliminary schooling up to the secondary level. After that, I studied at Indian Institute of Science Education and Research, Mohali, where I completed my bachelor's as well as master's in science with majors in physics and minors in science and society studies. After that, I joined the Ashoka University as a Young India Fellow, where I completed my postgraduate diploma in liberal studies. And after that, I started full time preparation for the civil services.
So you have been preparing for civil services from 2023.
Sir, it would be after mid of 2023, I mean, just before 2024.
Okay. So you have done your preliminary schooling from Jhansi. Tell me about Jhansi.
So Jhansi is one of the key cities of the Bundelkhand region. It is also known as the gateway of Bundelkhand. Jhansi is a very historical city as well. It is quite famous all over India for the Queen of Jhansi, who played a quite a important role in the revolt of 1857. Economically, Jhansi is located at a very strategic location, quite at the center of India, where a lot of transport arteries converge at Jhansi. So economically, it makes a very important area. Culturally, it's quite rich. Jhansi has Bundeli culture, where we have folk dances like Rai and Diwali. So these makes the very culturally diverse society of Jhansi. And if I talk about environmentally, Jhansi is a very unique sort of climate and vegetation. It has a tropical thorny type of vegetation and had a monsoonal type of climate with a very unique flora and fauna.
Okay. What are the major socioeconomic challenges in Jhansi?
So one of the major socio-economic challenges is the migration in Jhansi and as well as the Bundelkhand region. As per the data, around 6,000 people migrate out of Jhansi towards the other metropolitan cities. From the other reasons are the quality of life is severely impacted in Jhansi because the Jhansi is the regions around it are primarily a scarcity prone region where the agriculture has not flourished to an extent it should have been, which has reduced the quality of life here. And also the excuse me, sir. So the economy in Jhansi is not very driven by the manufacturing or services. So this also reduces the employment levels here and pushes a lot of people uh, into poverty. So these are the issues, sociological issues in Jhansi.
Let's say you are posted as DM of Jhansi district. What would be your top three priorities?
So my first priority would definitely be to secure the adequate water supply for the region because this has been the really water scarce region, especially for the farmers. Secondly, I would want to work to improve the farmers' income in my region by promoting the new technology, for example, drip irrigation or happy seeder, so that the agriculture becomes more renewable. Or from the economic perspective, I would like to work on the out migration from the Jhansi and nearby regions. This could be done by creating the manufacturing industry, especially the small and medium and micro enterprises. This could flourish in Jhansi. There are other schemes as well, which are initiated by the Honorable Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, like one district, one product. So Jhansi is chosen for this scheme on for toy industry. So I could also promote the toy industries to promote certain level of employment in my region.
Okay. So I see that you have done BSc and MSc in physics. And
So,
after that, you have done Young India Fellowship, and your subject was what? Public policy?
so it was liberal studies.
Liberal studies.
Yes, sir.
So, how is this shift from science to arts explained by you?
So right in my college days during ISER, I had developed interest more towards the social sciences subjects, particularly towards the political economy. So towards the end of my tenure at ISER Mohali, I started taking courses in economics and history. And whereas I also completed my master's thesis in economics only. So after that, I wanted to prepare for civil services. So I thought that getting exposure in liberal arts would give me a more holistic understanding of the social issues around me, where I could I could use my empirical skills, for example, through physics, where I could also club it with the social and leadership skills which I will get through the liberal studies course. So that was the reason I chose it.
What inspired you to do civil services?
Sir, I always believe that I feel that my strengths are more compatible with the job which civil services offers. Like I believe that I am a curious and a very curious and I always want to learn. Along with that, I believe that I am a more structured person, and I also take interest in planning. Along with that, my ground experiences where I worked with the local grassroots farmers during my fellowship also uh, piqued my interest in civil services where I could use my skills as well as create grassroots impact.
The strengths that you mentioned, they are good for a career in research as well. And you said that you decided on civil services during the end of your tenure of ISCR, and Young India Fellowship was later. So how do you explain this?
Sir, I had the inclination to prepare for the civil services during my time at ISER. It got further consolidated during my term at the Young India Fellowship.
Okay. Why didn't you eventually pursue the offers from London School of Economics and King's College London?
Sir, I could not pursue that course because of the inadequacy of funds.
Okay. So let's say you are able to secure a scholarship. Would you go for that today?
So since I have given a significant amount of time for the civil services, so I would expect that I should get some results on from the civil services, and later I might take it up. But currently, I'm more focused on civil services.
Let's say you are not able to succeed in this attempt. What would you do? What is your backup option?
So if I'm not able to succeed in this attempt, I will give a try for the another attempt as well. And even that, if that becomes unsuccessful, I would like to take any jobs which, in for example, government consulting, which a lot of firms are working on. So I might take that job.
Okay, so tell me about your experience as Haryana CN Good Governance Associate.
So during this program, we were given hands-on experience to go on the field to understand the how government schemes certain lacuna can be filled basically, and also in pre-designing of the policy of the chief minister of Haryana, we were given job to collect data and also to collect the input from various stakeholders, how they whether their interests are incorporated in the future policies. This was the broad job which was being done by us during the CMDGA program.
What did you learn?
So the primary thing which I learned was it's very important to go on the field because policies cannot be just drawn sitting in the offices. It's very important to interact with the stakeholders. And secondly, I learned the value of empathy because empathy is one of the key things which helps us to connect with the people around us, to understand their problems, to factor their problems in our solutions which we are creating. Thirdly, I during my work at CMGGA, I also focused to use my analytical skills. The data analysis skills were also used along with the leadership skills and social skills which were needed to communicate with the various stakeholders. So these are the broad things which I learned during my tenure at CMGGA.
Okay. Your optional subject is geography.
Yes, sir.
Can you suggest some water management solutions for your Bundelkhand Jhansi region?
Sure, sir. So in geography, we a lot of emphasis has been given on the regional planning. So when it comes to water conservation, rather than taking the approach of conserving water in a city or a village, we must take a watershed approach, which is the more better approach. So watershed approach combines the geographical elements. For example, the watershed could become the Bundelkhand region rather than the city of Jhansi, along with the settlements settlement which has, along with the physical boundaries which it has. So this is the first thing which I could use. Secondly, from the agricultural geography, we can basically borrow new technologies from the mechanical engineering. For example, the micro irrigation techniques we can borrow, and from the economic geography perspective, we could also we could also use the inputs which are less damaging on the environment. For example, the fertilizers, the nano fertilizers could be used, gold coated, neem coated fertilizers could be used well. So these are the interventions we could broadly take from different disciplines of geography.
Okay. I am going through your service preference, and something which strikes me is that you have given third preference to Indian Revenue Service income tax, and sixth preference to Indian Revenue Service customs and indirect tax. How do you justify this?
So the preference is justified by the by my skills, which I could properly deploy in various services, and also the interest. I believe that Indian Revenue Services IT is a is comparatively would provide me better opportunity when it comes where I could use my potential to create some sort of impact. It was purely on my personal skills level and not over the any other preferences of the services.
What skills do you have which favor your income tax job over indirect tax job?
So income tax job, I could use my data analytics skills as well, and also I believe that income tax through income tax I could also uh, basically uh, I could participate in the because income tax is the emerging thing where we could improve the revenue base of our country. So maybe that is the place which could be which has more scope in the coming future.
Data analytics skills are equally useful in customs and indirect taxes. As of date, indirect taxes are slightly more compared to direct taxes when we see the percentage contribution to government receipts. So your answer is not really convincing. Do you have anything else to say?
So right now I have, as per my limited information, I feel that. But as per your understanding, even if I get income tax, IRS, customs, I would be happy to give my best in that service as well.
Okay. Now you must be reading a lot about this indigo crisis. What do you think is the root cause behind this crisis?
Sir, I think the root cause is the lack of preparedness on the behalf of the operations and the planning team of the Indico, where they were not completely in sync with the changes in the regulation which took place regarding the flight time. That is the key issue. And as I also believe that the regulation could also be little more proactive here in this case because Indigo has become the one of the largest carrier in the Indian aviation industries. Almost becoming it is almost becoming an oligopoly type of system here. So regulation also could have been strengthened to prevent this type of crisis.
Okay. With this, we come to the end of your interview. Is there anything you would like to ask me?
So I'm not so that is all from my side as well. No questions.
Uh, Now the interview is over. Would you like some feedback?
Sure, sir.
And you are well prepared. Your answers are also well structured. Just a few points in the DAF you can work more on. For example, this service preference thing, it's a little, I don't know how you have chosen the service preferences. Even in railways, there's a lot of traffic you have put ahead, and other services are far behind. Maybe you have taken feedback of some people, but you should be justified in terms of your feedback. And also why you want to go
Sure,
into
sir.
civil service. Just think about it a little. It should be organic and it should reflect your truth, why you wanted to do that. You could go with, I don't know what is your motivation, but I see that you have a government service background. Your parents are in government service. Maybe that could be one reason. I don't know what is your reason, but uh, the
So
answer which
is
was,
it a wise thing to say that my since my parents? Sorry, sir.
uh, why don't look, there is nothing wise about it. We are
I'm sorry
judging
to
your
interrupt you, sir. Your
personality.
voice is cracking.
And
I'm
the
not able to hear you. Sir, it's
Can you hear
better
me
now.
now? So what I'm saying is that there is no right or wrong answer. The interview board is trying to judge your personality. They're trying to judge whether you're honest, whether you have integrity, whether you have clarity of thought. So your answers should reflect these qualities. If your answers seem to be like prepared beforehand, and maybe the interview board finds contradictions in your answers, then it would not be giving a good feedback on your personality to the board. So keep that in mind. Your general studies answers are good, and work a little on these answers. When is your interview?
Sir, it is not scheduled now.
Okay, so you have time. Right. Anything you would like to ask me?
Sir, I wanted to ask about, excuse me, what could have been your answers for the question you asked for the civil services preface?
Um, Look, there are no.
Specifically IRS and IT, because I don't have much information, to be very honest, sir, because I follow the general knowledge on various platform, and I based on that I felt it.
Uh, Look, if you had some background, commerce background or CA or something, maybe you could have justified that. But the preference that you have given, I don't know how you have given it. Go with the truth, I would say, however you have chosen it. Tell them the truth because it is very difficult to justify otherwise. If you are justifying something that is creating an explanation which was not the right explanation in your mind, then you would face difficulty in the interview.
Understood.
Okay. So,
Sir, one more question. Is there any other topic which you see in my desk could be more pertinent in in the interview questions, which you could not ask due to the paucity of time?
no, I've asked most of the things. Maybe something is related to your hobbies, calligraphy, bird watching.
Sure, sure. I'll cover this.
Okay, Akash, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Have a good day, sir.